Hey,
Hey,
it's Aaron live with Shelly Showtime. It's
brushed her hair today. I
you
should take a
did.
shower. What a big girl.
I did too. So we're so clean. It smells so nice. So it's we're clean. It's August 29th, 2021. Welcome.
Wow.
We're over $63,000 on the campaign for Wraith of God right now. And we owe it all to you fine people. Thank you so much for the support. And let's just keep it going because we get to 70 and we get the Esther card that will match with the Wraith card.
What's after that?
Well, then there's a if we get to 80, there's a I think there's a print.
On the spot.
There's a new print previewing the next Wraith adventure. Then after that is the sticker set.
Just keeps
a little Prestiverse card. And then after that is the Ace of Spades playing card, which is freaking expensive, so it has to be at a higher tier, so we have to have the money to do it.
So those extra pages made it,
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Those are,
Oh, yeah.
Gonna make your brains explode.
Oh, yeah. The bridge between Wraith of God and the Garbage Man universe, if you will, or timeline. So that's going to be kind of cool.
Blow your mind.
Anyway, welcome, everybody. Let's see.
You guys all have your snacks ready?
Yeah, because I did. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Christopher Blaylock Fine Arts was first one here today. You know what you win for that? Nothing. But congratulations for being first. Unfortunately,
you can say I'm number one.
Piper Potato is here, pushing Atari Force. And when I get pushed on Atari Force, I push back. So Hyper Potato is first one to get canonized, shall we say? Let's see. Past Master Dan is here. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is always here.
Loving it.
Bill Maxwell made it in. Excellent. Let's see. To quote the great Jack Burton, everybody relax. I'm here. AJ Tom says, ooh, look, Shelly's here.
Oh, there's me.
Look at all those comments. Hoy Showtime Shelly. Hello, Shelly. Shelly's back. Holy crap. This is for all you guys. No one ever says hello to me anymore.
What? Just pick one, Aaron. Pick one.
Oh my gosh, this whole thing is a piece of crap. There we go. This is for all.
Maybe you have too many.
You have too many friends. I don't have enough, apparently.
I know.
Oh, there we go.
Feeling the
See, Aaron Louvier.
Oh, Louvier.
Oh,
Louvier.
That's right. So, and thank you for singling me out. I do appreciate that.
Feeling a bit touchy, are we?
I am just a bit, but not feely, just touchy.
Just touchy.
Comes in late. Comes in late. Too late. You're not getting anything from me on that now. Let's see.
Jeffrey, of course.
Quote the Ravens here. I'm having boneless wings and fries. This dude is always eating dinner while the rest of us are snacking. He's gone next level with his food.
Yeah, he's got like the tier 1 snackage.
That's right. If you don't hit the like button, you'll suffer at the hands of the Wraith of God.
Boom.
Okay, let's see what else is pots.
Look. Oh, wait. Oh, there's another. Oh.
Mark D's here. Jiminy Cricket, of course, we already said. Oh, Wolfgang Weiss. Hail chat.
I don't know. Jeffrey's here.
Jeff Stout's here. Jimmy Owens is here.
Jimmy.
Look at that. Jimmy points out the only 37K away from hitting 100,000. 6 figures. Let's do it. We can do it.
That would be amazing.
Louis Jaramillo is here. Larry W. Just got a Wonder Woman cover from me, I think. Isn't that you, Larry? So thank you very much. Nerdy Girl, 77 creates. Hi, Aaron. Hey, Nerdy Girl. Thanks for joining.
I'm one too.
You are, but you're a math nerd. She's probably a comic nerd.
Hey, you know what? Nerds unite.
Yep. There you go. Mythic Rare. Oh my gosh, look at all these great people that are here.
Just all nerds.
Captain Canada dropping a little French on us.
Bonjour. Ça va?
Yeah, okay. So.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Are you planning on cutting me off tonight?
As much as I can. we went to Paris a couple times. I just got behind Shelly and let her talk because French means nothing to me. So I've got these. This is Mountain Mix. Now,
I can't have any. I'll just pick out the M&Ms.
Okay,
and
that's
I can have the raisins.
This is like supposed to be like trail mix.
Yeah.
Don't they say trail mix is healthy. Okay, this has raisins, which I like raisins. There's almonds, peanuts, and M&Ms.
I'll just take the M&Ms.
Probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but it's good. It's good.
Well, tooth.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You know what's really sad?
I threw that so hard I almost choked on it. Okay,
there's almost no difference between the white on my tank and my skin. Yep.
We don't exactly.
Hey, is David in the house?
Live in the sun.
No, there he is. Right there. Hey, Rome.
Dizzle dizzles. Thank you very much.
You're the one under it.
I shaved my head to mix in with all the bald people.
I love me bald people.
Let me show you. Let me show you a picture of another.
Oh, wait a minute. I feel bad.
Let me show you a picture of another bald guy if I can. There you go. But thanks for joining the club.
Oh my goodness.
Well.
Ooh, that's a great.
Let me. Okay. Let me clarify. These aren't necessarily my favorite. They're some of my favorites.
It would be like the portfolio show if you did all your favorites.
Yeah, I just grabbed some. I was like, "Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, I like that one."
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you got 20. You're like, "Okay, this show is going to be 6 hours long, and no one cares, so I'm not going to do it." So instead, we're going to do portfolio review part 2.
Okay.
She's not even paying attention.
Because that's my cue to leave. Wait. There was something about the stickers. This one.
Hey, Aaron. Or hi, hail, Aaron. Thank you. Will the sticker set be equivalent in size to the trading cards so they can seamlessly slip into the binder sleeve? Well, they'll seamlessly slip into a binder. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, they maybe.
We'll keep it in mind.
I'm not sure. They're going to be die cuts. They're not going to be square. So actually, so it's going to be kind of hard to. What?
I like die cuts.
I know because it has a shape. They're all going to be similar in shape, but I'm kind of working on.
I can do.
I'm going to do that.
Cuts. I don't know if I can do that many though.
No, I'm set up. We're good.
Oh, hey. Merci. C'est très bien.
See, look at I have no. What, je ne parle pas français. That's all.
Français, petit peu.
Yeah, not even that much.
Okay. But of course, we got the diabetes powers activated. Hey,
that's trail mix. There's nuts in there. That's supposed to be good for you, right?
Oh.
In her mind, Shelley is back in front.
Oh, toujours.
Always.
Toujours la même.
Oh, Charlie's London. Now look at that.
Hi, Charlie, you are the cutest thing. Can I just say that out loud? Oh, wait, I did.
Now she's kind of close to France. But she speaks
when
English.
I go visit her, because we're new best friends, then
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I love your accent. Oh my gosh.
We love Charlie.
Loving it.
Oh no, see? This has become the infamous portfolio incident. I just don't
go down in infamy.
I think it was very educational
portfolio
and very interesting. Portfolio don't start. Don't start.
Oh my gosh. Scratch and sniff or puffy stickers. Hypertator. We haven't seen Hypertator last couple ones, but I mean I haven't really been at my bestest.
Okay. So let's get the festivities rolling, Shelley, shall we? Shelley, shall we?
We shall.
I think we should do this first because we always need to do this because it's important. This is kind of like going to our sponsors, and this is as important as that. Well, if we had Taco Bell, we could just
White Claw.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Speaking of. Yeah, like and subscribe this channel, even if you don't. Why not? What else? What do you got to lose?
Wow.
All right.
Cover until they sponsor us. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm waiting. I did not get permission from Charlie's. I'm waiting for her to sue me. So. Yeah, exactly. I could do it every week.
Your brain is full of a lot of knowledge.
Thank you. I thought you were going a different direction there, and I appreciate you not going there.
That's why I paused.
Oh, boy, I can't keep up. Raving Seth, he's an Oregonian.
Ooh, oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
There, she's saying hi to. Oh, Rodney's in the house. Rodney, I'm glad you're here. Stick around because you're featured here very, very shortly. So stick around. Okay. Well, that may be the
Oh, that's like a double or triple. It's a trifecta. Oh.
All right, I think that pretty much covers it. Jeff,
awesome.
you're done for the day. Let's see. See, Charlie's she's stunned by the violence.
The violence inherent in the system. Yeah, that's too bad.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed.
Yeah, well, that's how we roll around here. See, Eric agrees with me. Eric's on my side. He did deserve it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do this now because Rodney's in the house. I think it's important because I want him to see this because he was a big time player in providing this inside information.
Player or a player?
He's a player. Okay, so
that's so dorky for old people.
I'm sure. Yeah, David Williams is like. Okay, so here we go. Watch your monitors. Some of you may be shocked if there's small children in the audience. You don't have to cover their eyes, but just hi if you're in the audience.
Okay.
Are you ready?
What is it? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think we should.
So apparently the ghost of the Wraith is out there already, horrifying people in their homes.
Who
would have known that? And thank you to ACE investigative reporter Rodney Ulibardi for bringing that to my attention. You know what you get for that, Rodney? Absolutely nothing. So, look at this! Wow, Jimmy Owens. Thank you for the $5, Jimmy. Nothing special to say here, but you know what? It is special, and I thank you very much for dropping 5 on us.
I thought it was a family show. It is, but so we had to do a disclaimer.
It was kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
So I tried to cut out all the blood and stuff that was like the dead bodies that were laying around the. I cut all that out. We want to keep it PG. Yeah. See, that's what happens. That guy will show up if you don't back Wraith of God. That's kind of.
And then don't make somebody else. You got to spread it. Like I backed it, make your friend back it.
That's right.
And then those 2 friends tell 2 friends, and
so on and so on. Was that a shampoo commercial from the 70s?
And it's also a great example of exponential growth.
It is. So Shelley brings in the math. Shelley, are you going to tell us what you're drinking tonight, or is that a secret?
Well, until I get the sponsorship, I'm not going to show their cans. So I'll just leave that there.
So you're saying it's not water in there?
Well, as soon as the ice cubes melt, it'll be watery. Busted by the daughter.
Eric says he'll back it soon. Well, I don't mean to pressure anybody, but I'm just worried about that ghost thing.
We only have your best interest.
That's right. That's exactly right. No, hey.
Where have you been all my life? No, you know what's funny is
Shelley drinks in moderation.
Oh, barely. Like, I feel like I have a reputation to hold, and I don't want to let you guys down or anything.
I like that. The Wraith is the pick. In the pick is really Aaron in cosplay promoting his book at your house. Well, I have shrunk since the good old days when I was, quite the muscular guy who working out all the time. But that ghost's shoulders are pretty stinking narrow. So I'm telling you, it's not me.
It was shoulder pads.
No, he didn't have any though. The ghost didn't. I'm saying he was just, it's like I'd be much broader. Yeah. Especially if I had my duster on, my shoulders bigger. Absolutely. So that's not me cosplaying.
They can't. It's a family show, so they maybe can't sponsor me.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Well, but Taco Bell, they're an equal opportunity offender for all ages, aren't they?
We have to get some other sponsors.
Didn't we used to have
Pepto and Imodium?
That's right. We have to get the older crowd. Oh, because I remember we were.
Well, no, if we have Taco Bell, you got to balance it out.
Oh, I see. The Pepto and the Imodium.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Didn't we used to have like Thursday night was like Taco Bell night for a while at our house. Like
Oh,
when
we
the
first
kids were
got
in
married?
junior high. Not when we first got married, but when we first got married, we ate at Taco Bell because we couldn't afford to go
Right,
anyplace
that's
else.
true. Yeah.
Well, the kids though, didn't we like get Taco Bell like on Thursday night when Josh was in junior high or something for a while? And then pretty soon we were just like, we can't do this anymore.
We had pizza.
And then we switched to pizza. It was Taco Bell and it was pizza, Thursday night pizza. So
yeah.
We're healthy eaters. Oh, Mark D jumps in. Received Black Bolt art looks better in person. Thank you, Mark, very much. Mark, I don't know if you saw last night, but on the live stream, we did your Black Cat in your book. This is the same Mark, right? I'm pretty sure it is. If it isn't, forget I said anything.
Go up one. Eric has a good one.
Perhaps Depends will sponsor your channel.
That happens when we're not doing a show.
Here's a little sponsorship for you. If I got hit like that with a cannonball, I'd need Depends. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
Let's see. No, David, I did not cosplay as Wonder Woman.
She did pose for a couple pieces way back when we first got married, but she was always so shy she would never do it.
I just didn't want photos. Like, well, I did the flag one, right?
Yes, you did.
And then there was a cheesy pose or something else.
No, you did the Turok thing where you were like the girl in distress laying on the ground and the dinosaurs were coming in. And
remember there was one, I made my twin sister do it. I was
that was a cheesecakey thing.
Yeah, I was like, no. Oh.
I was probably too old for underoos. I've always been too old for underoos.
Oh, but they're so cute.
What is this? It just dawned on me. Shelley is Carson. Aaron is Ed McMahon. I'm sorry. What? I think there's a bit of.
I can't breathe.
Hopefully that will clear your head and clear your confusion. Although they may be right. I mean, you actually may be Carson.
Okay, thanks.
Let's see what else is happening here. Holy cow. Moses. Fox Mulder jumping in with some big bucks. What is... Oh, sorry, Charlie. We'll get to you in a second. Sorry. Fox Mulder, thank you so much.
Is that what he said?
I go, that ain't cheap. Thank you so much. How much historical research about 1883 America did you have to do for Wraith of God? Will any real life figures from the time period be featured in the story? That's a hefty question, Shelley. Yeah. And let me answer that right after I do this because I don't want Charlie's to roll off and me forget about it. Gonna have to head out now, so I'll catch the rest tomorrow. Thank you for being amazing to your fans. You're welcome on my channel anytime you like. Good night. Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it.
Charlie.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's get back to this question. A fair amount, but not a grotesque amount. I'm one of those guys that
I love history.
I tend to write the story, then I figure out what I need to know to make it work, so I don't do something that it would be inaccurate. So I found out when the Salvation Army was formed, where it was formed, so I could get my dates correct because Esther, of course, is a former Salvation Army worker, so they'd have to actually exist.
Yeah.
There is mention of
President. You want to make sure nobody checks their phone or stuff like that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, there's no cell phone action in her.
Yeah.
Also, there's a mention of Grover Cleveland. So there's a few things in there that,
I am telling you.
History where history is needed is what.
There you go. Yeah.
And I researched the guns and things like that. So.
Oh, we were going to go to that show today.
Yeah, but I looked online to see how much those guns were.
Yeah.
It's like thousands of dollars. I'm like, I don't need to waste my time driving all the way into Portland to look at stuff I can't afford.
Yeah. Driving to Portland's kind of sketch right now. So.
Oh.
What?
Is that what? I think leg kick. That's what leg kick thinks is funny. Boo. Problem is, I don't think it's funny. So.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either. Oh my god.
Okay, this is getting out of hand.
How did I miss?
I'm sorry, but he needed two of them. He needed two of them.
I need a double too. How did I miss? That's the best. Oh, I should have thought of that one.
Mark, he caught the replay. Catwoman Mine looks great.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks. That'll be going out Monday. So thank you.
Sure?
No, it is.
Yeah, we'll be up early.
Those are super easy. The books are they just fold them, put them in, and ship them out.
Andy's waiting patiently.
No, it isn't. Mandy doesn't get to come in. Andy's waiting, but he has to wait till 5:30. He's just here early to enjoy the festivities.
Yep.
Shelley, do you have a favorite Aaron piece of art of your own or just in general? How about that for a big question?
Oh, you know what? My favorite piece is the Wonder Woman cover with Sammy on it. It's hanging right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Mystic stuff with the math guy, the math filling guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was another one. Oh, you're Johnny Depp. Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
likeness.
I think John Smith owns that, or one of John Smith's kids owns that. Ashley,
I think it was it a wedding present?
I can't remember, but it probably
Where's John?
He's not here. He's probably working.
John, you're dead to me.
Okay, so
no, you're not really.
Andy's begging to get in here, but I'm still holding him off. So for just another couple minutes. So let's take a look at this because it's time for the rights and image of the day.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really groovy piece of art because, Shelley, what did you pick up?
Well, first I thought it was a bad scan, but the texture and the gray from him using acrylics. Then I liked the use of black, except it reminded me of one of those things where, like, you look at it and you see the young face, and then you look at a different one and you see the old face, like one of those, like.
Oh, because like the shadow, the shadow makes a face, whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, Tars Tarkus was completely in shadow. He had that strip of light showing John Carter, but not all of John Carter.
But you don't see that till the end, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Wrightsony. Not to do, which of us would actually sit there and I would draw the piece, but I would never think for a second to put that shading like that because I go, I don't want to cover up Tars Tarkus. But that was a really cool image. Yeah. I really dig it. So thought we'd share that.
Wait. You really dig it?
I really dig it.
Groovy. Okay. Sorry, that's my Elvis face.
Are you crazy? Is that your problem?
Well, according to some people, I am.
Yeah. K Manifesto's here.
Awesome.
Eric Boyd. See, that's what we like to do. We like to educate. Let you guys see some stuff that you've never seen before. Now, here's something shocking, and I don't know if
oh, sorry, that was a little premature.
Oh,
sorry. Oh, okay.
It's not as important because now I can't think of his name. As soon as I think of his name, I'll come back and tell the story. But I don't want to.
I broke up the.
Anyway.
All right, David. Have some Chipotle.
David's on his way out to eat Chipotle. If I don't come back, come out. Have a good night. You too, and the rest of the good people in the chat. Awesome. Good night, David. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it as always. See, and I got Andy pissed off, and now he left, so I can't add him.
I add him now.
Yeah, I'm going to add him now. Where's Andy? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Oh, what you got? What you got?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's bring it in. Let's bring him in.
What you got?
Andy's
I've got my artist edition Wrightston that I traded from Dan Fraga when I saw him in Atlanta because he had 2 of them.
Nice.
I have that. That's an incredible book.
Oh my God, this big pullout of Swamp Thing in color. Hold on. I was just Googling over this.
Googling? Before it was a thing?
Oh yeah. Is that watercolor, do you think, or marker looking at it?
I thought every color piece in here looked more like marker. The streaking and stuff. And just how it's laid down. I think it's marker. Like if you look at the purple on his pants, you can see the streaking when you're using the chisel tip and stuff, even back then. I mean, because this is it was 1973, so I'm saying marker. I really wish they would have said, because they know. I'm sure
he used a lot of marker on his stuff back there. He would do like when he was doing those posters for Christopher Zavisa, excuse me, he had that series of posters. There's always like he would always do sort of like some watercolor, some marker, maybe throw some acrylic to get a texture on some rocks and stuff. So he was using markers a lot, even back in the early to mid 70s. So I probably was. So anyway, everybody welcome Andy. He kind of jumped in with
Andy.
And Andy, of course, has his First Man campaign is going right now, and you'll find a link in the video description, along with Wraith of God, which I'd like you to check out as well. And all the professionals' links are in the description to check out their campaigns. So please do that at your leisure.
So,
Aaron, how was
you and Aaron? How far do you and Andy go back?
I think we first met at CrossGen, didn't we?
Yeah, 20 years, 21 years, whatever. 20.
That's amazing.
I remember when the one hurricane I was there for, we had no electricity. We went to your house.
That's right, because you guys didn't lose. We were like
just one, like over the county line.
3 miles away from you, and it was like you had electricity. We had nothing for like 3 days.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Aaron, oh man, I was going to ask you something. AJ Tom calls it out. Aaron, don't you notice anything different about this?
Okay, I was going to say something.
You did it.
But I was thinking like maybe like when I dye my hair to cover my gray, I don't want people to say anything because, you know. But now I quit coloring it to cover my gray because who am I fooling? I'm 55 years old.
Don't say that.
You know, I heard
Andy,
it.
Andy, called out. Wait a minute. Everyone needs to back Andy so he can afford a better camera.
I forgot to tell you. We have.
You're in focus now, but you were a little rough there.
The sass is wrong in our show.
You want high def? High def on my camera goes really wide. That's why I don't do the high def.
Wait, it's clean though.
Yeah, your studio looks very clean.
We can't do that in ours
or
ours.
A disaster.
What am I talking about? Yours.
Yeah.
But my chick cave is disgusting too. So.
But no, so usually I use light brown because I've done this many times. This isn't like the first time.
Dude, they're bringing it at you.
Yeah.
Oh, less muscular is the only part that I disagree with. Stone Cold Steve Austin's bringing it to you, brother. Don't make me drop a leg on you. Oh, that's Hulk Hogan. Never mind.
Doctor Strange-ish?
Yeah, you look, if you had some hair, you'd look a little bit like Doctor Strange, she says.
There you go. Well, that's the fun part. Now that this can actually be seen, I could shave shapes into it. But
we need to back his book so you can have better internet.
That's right. My internet is fine. It's not even Wi-Fi. It's directly plugged in. But no, so this is dark brown. And as Helen put it, she's like, that's just a little too dark. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about it now unless I shave it off, which is not going to happen. So it'll just have to grow out. So, but it's a good test because now I can see on the calendar when I did it and how long it takes for it to be gone. See? Oh no, you guys are frozen. Is it me? Uh-oh. What's happening? I don't know if I'm frozen or you're frozen. Can you hear me? Let me look. The Loprestis are frozen. It's not me. Well, here I am. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Andy's at Night. You thought it was Andy in the morning. That's tomorrow on my channel. That's right. Go to YouTube, search my channel, Andy Smith. You'll find my channel, Mornings with Andy, 8:35 a.m. tomorrow morning for frivolity for all. So there you have it. Everybody's busting on me for my camera. Seems my stuff's working just fine. I do have a PC though. No. Not politically correct, just a PC computer. We're back.
Oh my gosh,
wow, I'm glad I'm good at improv and I can.
It's a good thing myself. I like you in, man, or we've been screwed right there. So anyway, sorry about that, everybody. You know, technical difficulties.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Did Aaron look at Jiminy Cricket? Did Aaron get a decade
but you know
younger?
What You're still looking. Hold on. You're still looking a little fuzzy to me.
Oh well.
See, I actually pull it up on my phone.
Holy!
I don't know.
Are we freezing on YouTube? We're not.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
But we're behind it.
That's right. It may be. Yeah.
See, I'm looking at my laptop, which is like 30 seconds behind.
The YouTube feed is behind, so it'll catch up in a second here because I think we're about to come in here as.
You're a little clearer. looking on my phone, 'cause I do the same thing. I got YouTube up as well. You look a little fuzzy still, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but Leia, your camera looks like you have that haze over it that they did back in the 80s to make the ladies look pretty.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Well,
How are we not?
I gotta have all the
there we
help
go.
I can get.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Oh, stop it. Stop
All right.
it.
Okay, so everything seems to be caught up now. All right. Okay, so
Yeah, it's karma for making fun of Andy's camera.
that's right.
Right, we
See,
did.
as soon as we made fun of Andy's camera,
And then the
we shut
lightning
down.
struck.
That's right. We shut down. So
Now I'm going to go back to 360.
Sorry.
just
Yes, we just did a hotspot on my phone since I have unlimited data because I am that special.
Wait, so are you guys not? Is your computer running off of Wi-Fi? It's not direct plug-in?
no, it isn't because
Our
we're
modem's
upstairs. Our
downstairs.
modem's downstairs. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, there is actually.
Everyone wants to use it free.
No, you need to get. This is what we have spread through. Like so, up in my office. Yeah, I've mentioned it before, but my office is not attached to the house. It's above our garage, so I have a different internet service up here directly plugged in. So there's no Wi-Fi. In the house, we have the one central modem like you guys do, but we bought a mesh system to where we have those little boxes that help spread it out to make the signal stronger throughout the house. So, I mean, seriously, you might want to look into that because it might help your internet upstairs because you're still fuzzy on my end. I mean, I don't know what the guys in the chat, do they look fuzzy to you guys?
Oh, we are so fuzzy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wasn't messing with you.
Get on the other one. Because even my phone, it only has a couple bars. There's spots in our house that are horrible.
Well, it's also down to this. I don't know who your service is, and we don't need to get into who your service is. But for instance, if you have cable internet, even if it goes to the Wi-Fi, the more people in your neighborhood that are using it will slow you down. Right? It slows your speed down. Actually, here's what you can do, Aaron. If you want to open up another window, and we won't know that you're doing it, open up another window, run a speed test. Just go Google and then type in speed test and then run a speed test. Now you're clear. Just to let you know, you're a lot clearer now.
Okay.
What's weird is that my laptop is running on that just fine. And my laptop's right here.
Right.
But yeah, we're a tech channel now. But it's like tech. Well,
we're using Shelly's phone right now for internet, and she's using the house internet, which is working fine.
Don't dog on us for having Macs, because that's not it.
Yeah.
No. I almost wish I had a Mac. No, but you're a ton clearer now. So
okay, all right, good. Because we have one more video to run for everybody before we get into.
We are on the normal internet because it's not showing the hotspot.
Okay, so we're back. So let's
that was scary.
Let's take a look at this. This is one of our standards, Andy, that we like to call precious moments, and we can discuss it.
It's my favorite thing ever.
After we watch this.
It's very precious. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. Precious, wasn't it?
You know what movie that's from?
Land Before Time, something like that. What is it?
That animated film. That was 1 million BC.
Oh, 1 million BC. Okay, so I did not know.
Again, because I want you to watch the shot of Raquel Welch. Okay, I want both of you guys to watch the shot of Raquel Welch. Okay,
I will be.
Fixed her hair.
Did you notice that she fixed her hair at the end there?
Just so.
Hey, when you're a hot cave girl at 1 million BC, man, you've got to make sure you're looking good.
No, you don't, because if you look like that in 1 million BC, the guys aren't caring what your hair looks like. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point.
They don't care because they're looking over at the chick that's next to her that's 300 pounds and doesn't know what a razor is, unlike Raquel there. And Actually, that reminds me. So Madonna's daughter, I think her name's Lord, I think.
Oh,
she posed with Madonna and she's taking a selfie. So her arms up like this.
yes,
This is a recent picture. I tweeted it out and I go, well, it looks like one other thing Madonna didn't teach her was what a razor is. For the love of God. Come on, you're a pretty girl. And then you're like, hi. You're like, oh, I'm out. I'm out. I'm walking away. Any guy that you were just you're waving across the street. Oh my God, look at him. Come here. And the guy's like, I'm walking away.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at that. Well, Aaron actually recorded that footage himself. Of course, he's talking about the dinosaur film.
Oh.
What do they think you are? Art to Bear?
I know. Art deserves that kind of disrespect because he really is that old, but not me.
Calling him.
Me.
How is the game show coming for Thursday night, by the way?
Oh, is it another one?
Oh, I got bad news.
What?
I just realized. I'm gone Thursday night. I have to take Samantha back to school, so I am not here Thursday.
Oh, we need to discuss that in the professionals chat so we can see who's next week.
Someone's going to have to flip with me and cover this week, and then I'll take next week and do the game show.
Right. So it would be whoever's after you, but I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't experienced the professionals game show with Aaron,
it's a lot of fun.
It is so funny.
It is because I won last time.
I know you guys are so funny just to watch your faces like, oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, you went from worst to first, man. That was pretty impressive.
That was my game plan all along.
I like it.
Get everybody overconfident.
Lull them in this. Yeah.
It's like the preseason just ended. The Cowboys did not win a preseason game. Everybody's looking at them like chumps, and now they're just going to come and steamroll everybody.
There you go. Okay,
that's the plan. You got to rope-a-dope it, man. You got to rope-a-dope it.
Okay. Well, you're now the defending champ, so the pressure's on. And so we did movie trivia the first time. We did comic book trivia the second time, which of course Andy won going away. But this time it's going to be just pop culture in general. So there's all sorts of there's going to be automotive questions. There might be some movie questions.
I'll win it.
Might be a little history in there. Who knows?
I'll win it.
Oh, yeah,
I've got all the categories. I can't remember though.
I'm not quite sure how history falls into pop culture unless you're talking the last 20, 30 years.
Well, you could throw in a JFK Marilyn Monroe question, right? Wouldn't that kind of fit in?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. True or false? Did JFK and Marilyn Monroe do the naughty? True.
Now, true. In the White House is from my understanding. They actually did it in the White House.
Did you see that the next I don't know if you've ever watched I think the name of the show on FX is like American Crime Story. This is its third season. I believe the first season was based about the OJ stuff.
Yeah.
I'm blanking. Oh, the second season I think was the Menendez brothers or whatever those two dummies were. Yeah. This season, American impeachment. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
That gets a little saucy.
Goodness sake.
K Manifesto wants to know what time the professional starts. That's 5 o'clock Eastern on Thursday night.
8 o'clock Eastern.
I'm sorry, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific.
Right.
Thank you. And we've missed the last two because we launched my campaign and then we launched Art's campaign last week. So we sort of co-opted Ethan's show with the professionals both those nights. We're back on schedule. And unfortunately, I won't be here, but,
it's okay.
We'll make up for it.
So how far a drive is that? I can't remember where she goes.
We're flying this time.
Oh, you're flying.
Yeah, Sammy's like, I'm dropping out if you're making us drive that again.
Yeah.
And I'm not going. So
it's a 2-day drive. So it's 20 hours.
It's a 2-day hard drive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So she doesn't have a lot to take back then, just like.
No, we were smart and got a storage unit in April. So 3 of them went in and stored all their Credola.
Right. So it's just her clothes basically is all.
Oh, so she's living, no details on the stream, of course. But so she's not living in the same place she was last year. Is that what you're saying?
No, but all their housing is on campus between their dorms and their apartments. And so.
Yeah. So she's going to be in an apartment, but it's on campus still.
A 4-bedroom bath. And then they sign up. And so it's all like people she got to choose this time instead of the dorm was kind of like a good luck, see who you get kind of thing. And it ended up being nightmare.
Yeah. Well, anytime you get 6 roommates and you don't know.
Well, 6 girls.
She has 6 now? She'll have 6 now?
Yeah, there were 6 girls total, counting Sammy, in a 2-room dorm. And there was 3. It was supposed to be, the the same bed space for 2 people, but they made 3. And
Yeah, it was
you
a
can't
zoo.
even get 3 girls together and not have drama, much less 6.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jeff, feel free back first, man. And if you do, I don't know if you realize this, Jeff, I did a bunch of work for the Chicago Bears, and I had to draw the New York Giants. I had to make a villain, and obviously he's a big blue giant. And, if you back first, man, and you're really nice and pop in on one of my morning shows and remind me, I'll show you that artwork. So
There you go.
Cool.
So
just saying.
there you go. Giving a little love to the Giants, even a Cowboy fan, huh?
Got to do it. Hey,
You
well,
got paid to do it, though. So
I got paid. Exactly. I got paid to do it. Now, if it was Nebraska, just kidding.
let's not even.
Just tell me the final score because I have no idea because I didn't watch it.
22 to 30.
I should have texted you earlier.
Oh my God! So was it? It didn't come down to like the last couple minutes, did it?
Yeah, they had the
Oh, it
ball.
was-
They
Did it
couldn't
really?
find it.
Their kicker missed 2 extra points.
And they
Oh.
High
touchdown in the
schoolers
end
don't
zone.
even do that.
Yeah, it was rough going.
Yeah.
It's a bad.
Well,
bad.
at least it wasn't a home game.
That's right.
Well, there'd be carnage all over if
That's
it was.
for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do, Andy, was take a look at some of my favorite commission pieces I've done over the years, and but they're not. I didn't go back too far because that would require too much work. So a lot of these are newer ones, but they're all probably 4 or 5 years old. But I also like to think that I'm doing my best work right now. So
I think so.
my favorite and best stuff would be more modern, right?
Well, because
course.
too, you're doing your stuff.
Exactly. Joe Bernardo's shows up. Now he always says aloha,
Yep.
but he is in Vegas.
But I
So-
think he used to live in Hawaii, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a transplanted Hawaiian
Yeah.
living there in Vegas.
I don't know why you'd move from Hawaii. Well, Hawaii is expensive, but
Yeah.
it's so gorgeous.
Yeah. But,
But
you
then
know,
again, if you grow up in a place like that, it doesn't matter how pretty it is because you grow up there. So you're like, I got to get out of this dump. I got to see more of the world. Hawaii blows. Who would want to come here?
Right.
$6 a gallon milk.
When we were in Europe, I was watching these kids just like they're walking to school, and I forgot what it was. The one with the market around the church.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they were just walking by these amazing, like really historical buildings, and we're like freaking out.
That was
They're just
Cologne, right? Wasn't that in Cologne?
No, it was in the it was. I'll figure it out. But they're just walking by like no big deal. And we're just like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Look at all this. That's there every day. Ooh.
What was that?
Well, we have snacks. Did you bring snacks? We always
We
have
always
I
snacks.
didn't because I went and saw a movie on a Friday, so that's when I had my snackage.
I see. Well,
I had Raisinets though, which I love.
so do I. I'm a big
No.
raisin.
Which I found out Dennis. I might have to break up with Dennis from the Dennis and Andy show because he made fun of my Raisinets, and that was hurtful.
Oh.
Doesn't know words hurtful.
Them's fighting words.
Wow.
They are fighting words, right?
I don't even know what to say. Well,
I
you know,
don't
next,
either. I love Raisinets.
next time we have Pie Palooza, we'll have to invite you on, and you and David Williams and a few others, and we eat pie live. It's really entertaining stuff.
Well, obviously, I need to know ahead of time so I can go to the store and get a pie because I do love pie,
Well, you
and I
know,
could kill a whole pie, no problem. So,
Yeah.
we're not eating a whole pie. I'm just eating a piece. But if you want to go whole
Oh.
pie,
oh,
You
well, where's
overachiever.
the fun in that? Well, have you heard about? I don't know if you were on Ethan's channel this night, but apparently him and some other guys did a contest to see who could eat $30 of Taco Bell.
oh my gosh!
Oh,
Right,
Heard about
because
that.
$30 goes
Yeah.
a long way, and that doesn't include soft drinks, just food.
Yeah, I think was it Braga telling us about that or something? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. $30.
Now, see, I would be down for a Krispy Kreme donut eating contest. I could do
I could
that.
say too much sugar.
I couldn't
If
handle
there's
it.
a prize, I'm willing to take the heat.
Pizza. I can go on pizza.
Oh, did you ever go with Bobby C, and I when we would go to CC's at CrossGen and have a pizza eating contest from CC's Pizza? Because CC's is all you can eat.
Oh,
we
that's
went to
different.
CC's, but we never had an all you can. I was never there for a
Oh,
contest.
I think I won 28 to 25.
Oh,
Holy smokes!
oh.
I
I
don't.
love CC's Pizza.
Yeah. That's where I first discovered what's that chicken place? Chick-fil-A was right down the road from CrossGen. We used to go there for lunch all the time too.
Yeah.
What was that one place that had the really good fries? The Checkers.
Checkers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Checkers.
Yeah, I put Sammy in her car seat and off we drive so she'd fall asleep.
And go, oh, their Checkers is still open.
And then the closest Starbucks was like almost down to where you turn left to go to CrossGen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
That was the closest one that had a drive-through. So I would drive all the way from Holiday down there.
Yeah.
Get Starbucks to
We would take Courtney there on weekends. Obviously, she was a baby in her stroller, and we would sit out in the morning and have coffee and stuff when the weather wasn't too hot. And so, yeah.
Are you the one that turned us on to that ice cream place? What was it called?
In Tarpon Springs?
Yeah, in Tarpon Springs.
It was right in the corner. It was a mom and pop type joint. And could you write on the walls or something? Remember?
They had a bunch of pictures and stuff up there, like celebrities and stuff.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Was it Munchies or
I don't remember. But that place was so good.
Go there all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Memory.
Well, you enjoyed it.
I did? Okay. Awesome.
All right, let's take a look at some of this.
Let's take a look. Come on.
That I've put together here.
Awesome.
By the way, your graphics game has gone up. Who's doing your lettering graphics with how they come in and stuff? Is that you?
Yeah.
Or are you putting your daughter to work?
No, I'm still doing it.
Wow, it's nice.
Sammy had 2 jobs this summer, so
I'd ask you what program you use, but it's probably Mac only, so it wouldn't do me any good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is
it's nice.
Sometimes I get more carried away than other times, and like I always say that for the 11x17 full color, which are $375, that you get a limited background. This is more than a limited background, but it just kind of felt right to do it. So a lot of times some people will get lucky and get a little more than they paid for just because I feel like the piece needs it. But I thought this turned out pretty well. I don't necessarily always draw Spider-Man as good as I would like, but I thought this one turned out pretty well.
I think it's cool. I like the graphic design shape of the background. I do agree for my thought, because I think we all do the same thing of single figure plus limited background or full background, and it just expands the cost. Right. But that is a little more, even though you got designy with it, that is still a little bit more than a limited background, but it works very nice. So
thank you. Okay, so let's
cool.
Let's move on here to it's the thing, man. It's like this share screen. There's too many buttons. They need to streamline it a little bit. Now this is one of my. Have them all,
so when I do a stream like this, I try to put everything in a folder so I can just click the next button, so it just keeps going, and I don't have to keep popping it up and down.
I'll be smarter next time.
Again, it's a tech show.
Okay.
Ooh, same category.
Now, see, that's another one where I put way too much work into it, right?
That's a limited background?
Yeah, well, it's actually a full background. Usually I charge $500 for those, but I just kept going. And and it was just one of those things where I was just doing an indication of the building, and then it just kept growing and growing. I was like, oh, I'll add a little bit here, because it just looked good. And so I just kept working on it, and she ended up getting she's a regular of mine, though, and bought several pieces from me. So, but yeah, she got a little bit more bang for a buck on that one. That's for sure.
I like the cool grays in the shadows. That's nice, especially, artists always like the dumb little things that most people will be like, what are you talking about? I like the gray of the shadow coming up from the ledge below his foot. It's a subtle little thing, but with the cool gray instead of the warm. And I get it that it's behind him as well, but there's just something with it on the ledge that I kind of really dig. So,
all right. Thank you for that. Let's take a look at another one here.
Click, click, click,
click, click, click, click, click, click, click, click, click.
Ooh.
Well, let's see. Let's do this one.
See, all my commissions are black and white because tell me that's not a limited background.
Now that's full background. So that's okay. A $500, which is still, I think, a pretty good price for 11x17 full color, single character, full background.
But, it's very good. That's awesome. Wait, how much again did you say?
$5.
I think that's cool. I think it's good. That's great.
You tried to get to a point where it's like, you got to find that sort of sweet spot where everybody's like, okay, I can do that. That's not too much money. or as opposed to trying to be real uppity and say, well, these are $1,500. Then everybody's like, well, see ya. So, but yeah, everybody always telling me, oh, you don't charge enough, but I don't know. I
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, that was kind of a fun one. That was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so here's another. This I did for Josh.
Oh, cool.
For his
Oh,
birthday.
you just did that. Didn't you just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this?
Yeah, not too long ago, but did it for Josh. So I figured, oh, I'll throw that one in there. It's family, So
all I got to say though is your son went down a few steps now, because why's he got to hate the Silver Surfer? I mean, what?
He didn't ask for the Silver. He just asked for Doom, and I threw the Silver Surfer in there.
Oh, I see. So you have a grudge against the Silver Surfer?
No, I love the Silver Surfer, but you have to admit that Doom. There's a storyline where Doom stole his powers. Came up right behind you with that big old machine and stole his cosmic power.
That's right. That's a good one, though.
If that was Kirby Crackle.
It's Kirby Crackle. Shelley's learning the language.
Yeah, but
yesterday was Kirby's birthday. Or wait, is it today or was it yesterday? It was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah. It was yesterday.
So,
this one I've seen.
Yeah.
Now, is this limited background, I assume?
No, this is a $500 one, because that Hulk and everything back there and the extra character that was a lot of work. So,
this is one of my favorite drawings of the Hulk, just because it's really powerful, which obviously the Hulk needs to be, but out of all the ones you've done, I am torn though. Like, I haven't drawn the Hulk in a while, and a part of me wants to draw one, but using Kirby's proportions from back in when he first created them.
Well, that's how Lee Weeks does it.
Huh?
Lee Weeks draws them like that, and I love it.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the thing. Like, this is where I don't know if you're torn this way or not, but this is kind of where I'm torn with modern day stuff. And this even happened in the 90s, so it's not like a 2000s thing. But it seemed in the 80s, the Hulk was still basically roughly the size Kirby did him, even height-wise. Because I think if you look at the Marvel Handbook, what's the Hulk supposed to be? 7, 8 feet tall tops?
Right.
And then the Thing, I think, is only like 6 something. I don't even think he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
but
Kirby
now
him smaller, just bigger around, but he was not that tall.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I'm torn because I like the artists that go crazy, kind of like that Hulk you showed, where he's huge, you can tell. But then I've never drawn the Hulk that size, the traditional Kirby size, and I don't think I've ever drawn the Thing the traditional Kirby size either. And a part of me just wants to mess around and do that just because I think it'd be really fun. But Lee Weeks does do it with the Hulk at least.
Right. And I love his Hulks. But I think it was Keown, wasn't it, that really made the Hulk bigger, super big, and then that just sort of stuck. So, all right, this was a Christmas present for Josh. So
really?
Use the big red cheese in there for him. He's a big Captain Marvel fan, so that was kind of fun to do that. And
if only his dad was kind enough to gift him a certain Wiz Comics, I bet he'd really love you.
I picked him up a Wiz Comics in
not 22.
No, that's mine.
But eventually Josh will get it.
That's right.
So.
He'll get it when I die. Look at that. He loves Kirby's Marlon Brando Hulk. Now that's kind of interesting. He's Marlon Brando Hulk.
That's cool. It's funny. I should actually do a stream one day just of the stuff I've done for Courtney, because every year for Courtney, for Christmas, I draw her a piece of art, and I've been doing it since she was 2. Oh,
that's cool. Yeah, you should do that. This is one of my all-time faves right here. I did this for Alex Johnson. As actually Alex's wife, Kathy. Alex lives in Houston. He's a big art collector and good guy. And so his wife is kind of into Disney villains and stuff. And so he wanted me to do a Cruella de Vil piece. And this is one of those ones that that's single character, full background piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, sometimes you just do something that it's kind of inspired, and you're just like, wow, that turned out really good. This is one of those pieces
you can slide over with your style, just like leave that up for a second, and you see to the right in your background the it's not Wonder Woman, I can't remember her name, but the the Wonder Woman with the blonde hair, whatever her name is.
Artemis, yeah.
That's it, Artemis. Your style really slides very well from this Cruella piece, which is obviously more Disney-esque and cartoony, to what I consider what you
Realistic,
usually do, which is pseudo-realistic. You know what I mean? Whereas it's for me to switch to a cartoonier thing is a lot. It's harder. Like I also like, even on the Hulk, and especially on that Wolverine, the amount of anatomy you show really hits that fine line of it's not like Steve Rude that just basically outlines,
right?
But it's not, it's not like Bart that draws like basically everything,
right?
And I'm trying to, and I push more to the Bart side of things with the amount of anatomy I draw, but I so love looking at artists like yourself that pare it back just enough, because it's hard for me to pare it back.
Yeah, it was hard for me for a while to do that too. But when you start doing commissions like this, and you're filling in with markers and color, you're doing a lot of the stuff that you would normally do with the lines, right? And so you can kind of just leave it open, and then it gives you a little bit more room to kind of go in there with the color and the markers to create shape and volume, where you normally do it with line. So that's kind of doing a lot of that stuff has helped me kind of make that transition, because it is hard to get out of a mindset that you've been in for a long time. And okay, this one was more recent too, but it turned out so well. I got a ton of likes and positive response on this. Use the old Kirby costume. That costume, what a pain in the butt.
Dude, I wouldn't mind drawing her once, and I never have, but I wouldn't mind doing like a commission or two. But honestly, that's the thing. As much as I love Thor, that would scare me off from that book is like, oh my God.
Yeah, you do that every panel,
I know.
I guess you use a lot of shadow, right, to kind of cover up some of that. Yeah, I was just like, holy crap. And I was, I kept pulling out the Kirby stuff, and then he wasn't always consistent. It was like some stuff changed, and you're kind of like, oh, what's the
Well, what confused me when looking at the early Thor stuff Kirby did, when did he go from like, and correct me on this, because I don't have a ton of Thors by Kirby, but in the beginning, it looked like his cape was 2 sections. It just wasn't one big cape, right? Or am I just reading it totally wrong? Because it looked like it was 2 big sections that weren't connected in the back anywhere.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You may be right on that. I'd have to go back and look again. But now that I'm thinking about it, that may have been correct.
Yeah, it looked like 2 separate pieces, like one comes off and the other comes off. And then at some point, he was like, just one cape that has the swoop in the back, the U thing or whatever, like Superman.
Well, there's so much evolution from the early Marvel stuff that Kirby and Stan Lee did to once they got to about 1965, it seemed like they had that train humming, but there was a lot of experimentation going on there, and they finally really kind of figured it out. And Shelly's laughing at something. Hang on a second.
Oh, hater.
I was going to say, is it Hyper Potato?
Oh, boy. Anyway, okay, so let's move on if we can.
I like that one.
But the nice thing about her now is if you ever have to draw her again, you can just look at the movie to see what it looks like from all angles, that stupid headdress.
Right.
So
I'm going to get there.
Oh, okay.
Now I did this recently for one of the Aaron cons. So but I don't know. I like her face in this for some reason. I just think she has this, which is totally inappropriate for the character, because she shouldn't be cute, but she's cute in this drawing. She should be more, I guess, dare I say badass on my own show?
Well, I mean, she does look badass. She's smirking. She has a sly smirk, especially with the one eyebrow down.
Yeah, she's still sort of cute, though.
Carrying that head.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that, I suppose. But anyway, for some reason, I just like the way that turned out. So that,
I mean, the only thing I would have done different is there would have been so much blood dripping off that sword. And from the
Well,
dude's neck.
She just wiped it off for the picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
she
now this is a new one too, and I just got to throw it in there because I love Man-Thing. So this was
Art's in the house.
Oh, it's Mr. Thibert.
Yeah, Art's here.
Artemis T. Bear.
Artemis T. Bear. You know, one of the things I put some clothes on that girl. It's Red Sonja, dude.
Oh,
right.
One of the things I noticed looking through the Wrightston book that I never really picked up on before, and I should say I haven't looked through the Swamp Thing stuff of his in a while. I want to do a new drawing of the Swamp Thing because I really like the way he gave him this huge barrel of like a chest, but his arms, his shoulders were like big spheres, but then his arms were almost like these. They were really thin,
like tree branches or something, as opposed.
Yeah. And at first, like my favorite shot of the Swamp Thing is the issue 9 cover where he's coming up out of the swamp.
Right. Right.
He's built.
Oh yeah, he's superhero. Right.
Yeah. And that's why I always picture when I've drawn the Swamp Thing. But then looking at some of that early stuff where he has the more thin arms, I'm like, oh my God, that's a really cool silhouette. That just, I don't know, it just makes it so much more unique.
Well, do you have that? Do you have the Color the Creature Wrightson coloring book?
No, I don't think so.
It
doesn't ring a bell. How old is it?
Oh, it's like 76, 77.
Oh, no, I don't.
There's a great piece he did in there of, it's not Swamp Thing, but it's a Swamp Thing-esque, type character. And he did something similar to that, and it's really, really cool looking. As soon as
do you have that book, or do you just
I'm going to grab it in a second just to show you, because it's exactly what you're talking about. And but let me do this one first. Now, this was one of my let me also say Art to Bear's Black and White, which launched really strong, is in the link is in the description if you guys want to go check that out and back that. Support our fellow professional. Okay, so let me throw this up here. Speaking of Thor, and let me grab that book. You guys can chat about it for a second while I
chat amongst yourselves.
Chat amongst yourselves. God, I'm so jealous that it's only like 6 o'clock out there.
Oh, it just feels like midnight to me.
Are you serious? Why? You don't
I haven't been sleeping very well, so I'm just like I sleep off and on all day.
Now this is the Copenhagen design. If you remember from that Straczynski.
I can't. I love his artwork, but I was talking about this on I was on a stream today doing a interview for First Man, and I was just saying, like, I don't miss drawing mainstream stuff because they're not the costumes that I enjoy drawing.
Right. No,
and I've drawn this just on like sketch covers and stuff, but I wouldn't enjoy it. Yeah.
No, if I would drew Thor, I would draw the old, Kirby design. John Buscema. That's what I would do. Yeah. Now Joe's trying to get funny here. So let's see. Joe says, "Is that the Man Thing?"
Is that the Man Thing?
And then he follows it up with there we go. This is a family show. So
he didn't say giant size.
No,
now I think Joe got confused because we started talking Swamp Thing. And I'm being serious. I think he saw your drawing of the Man Thing, then we started talking Swamp Thing. He might have thought, "What are they talking about? That's the Man Thing." That
I got you. All right.
Now that's very nice. I remember this one. Yeah.
Now this one I was at that Phoenix show. You know that what's it called? It's a gamer show mostly and a cosplay show. It's like Tumbleweed City. Every time I've gone there, I never made any money.
Is that the one in the stadium?
No, it was. It's the same show, but it was before they put it in the stadium. They had it in like the convention center. And Sunday was so bad at that show that I sat there and drew that.
Wow.
And it ended up turning out really good. It's one of those things where you're just kind of winging it, and you go, wow, that turned out good. I didn't really expect that. I really like Batgirl's face and the
posture is really nice.
Yeah.
I give you credit. And you're not the only one, obviously, that artist wise, that when it's slow, they'll just be like, I'm going to draw something. When it's slow at a show, whoever's sitting with me, I'm just like, watch my stuff. I need to go shopping.
Well, there wasn't anything to shop because they didn't have comics like that type of stuff there. It was just.
Oh.
You guys both do that. Sammy and Aaron both go, oh, I'm bored. I'm going to go draw. I have never said that in my life.
No.
Not even close.
Okay,
No.
let me bounce out of this and show you the Wrightson book I'm talking about. And I'm going to take full screen here so that
turn your camera.
So that I can show bigger. Okay.
Oh, you do this way.
So this is the book.
Oh yeah, I've seen it, but I don't own it.
Okay, but check out this Swamp Thing, kind of Swamp Thing-esque creature he drew, because it's very similar to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that. Yeah. That's not in
He's kind of barrel chested, but got the skinny sort of viney arms.
Go ahead.
What's
the Wrightson book that's really, and I have it, I just can't remember the name. It's big, it's really thick. It came out in it's a Look Back.
Look Back.
It is. Yeah. I have that. I have an original printing of that without the dust jacket.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Now, how did you end up? Did you pick it up someplace and the dust jacket they just didn't have it anymore? It was ruined or something, or?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I hope you got a good price then.
Oh, I've had it for at least 28 years or so. So it wasn't that much back then. I know it goes more now. So
I got it when it originally came out. I ordered it. There was a big ad for it in the Buyer's Guide. Remember when that was like the weekly newspaper?
Oh yeah. And
there was a big double-page spread ad for it. And I ordered the signed edition. So it was signed and numbered. And then it had the tipped-in color plate on the inside front cover of a vampire pulling a stake out of his heart.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I had that edition, which I think is probably worth close to $1,000 now. But I ended up selling it when I sold my whole Wrightson collection. That's the one I regret because.
Why'd you sell your whole Wrightson collection? Yeah,
when I was 18 or 19, I did because two reasons. One, I saw he did a really filthy National Lampoon Bewitched.
I never saw that
parody that just really rubbed me the wrong way. And then secondly, I had caught myself using him as a crutch. Every time I wanted to solve an artistic problem, I would go and look through Wrightson, and then I was becoming this Wrightson clone, and I was like, I didn't want to do that. Right. I don't want to be this cheap imitation of Wrightson. So I thought I got to get rid of this stuff, and then I won't use it anymore. And then, of course, after I'd gotten my career and everything, and I was like, I kind of wish I had some of that stuff back. So I went and bought a bunch of it back. But I was
going to say, you've got the Swamp Things at least, right?
Well, I got the Swamp Things. I've got all the Frankenstein portfolios. I've got a lot of like the Bernie Wrightson Treasury and things over there. Not everything I used to have, but enough. And I'd like to get a look back again, but I just haven't got around to wanting to spend the money, I guess.
Did you have the one book that I wish I had that I never did was The Studio? Did you have that book?
I got it. And that thing is worth a lot of money too because it's low print run, but mine is beat to heck because I read it to death, but I still have it.
It's still worth money, but no, I don't even have it. I'd love to have it. I don't get, as long as it was complete, that thing, I could hold it together with big clips if I had to. I don't care.
Right. It's a great book. Love that book. Dragon's Dream published that, which is such a total mid-1970s kind of thing. Anyway, this is one of my all-time favorites as well, that Clayface and Poison Ivy. I got a guy who every couple of years he'll get in contact with me and he'll want me to do like 2 characters, and they're always Batman villains. Like I did a Killer Croc and a Harley Quinn, and then Man Bat and Catwoman, another one. So this one was one of my faves, though.
That's a good one.
I always seem to have good luck when I'm drawing Poison Ivy for some reason.
Very. Now she's one I wouldn't mind drawing because it's easy. I've drawn her for sketches, I think. So. Yeah.
Now there's a Black and White Planet Hulk I did for somebody that turned out really well. I was.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the interesting thing about this is it's like I have a different price for like cover quality pieces as opposed to marker pieces. And this is a marker piece, but Judas Priest, it looks like, I
was going to say, it's just, I mean, I don't, it's hard to distinguish. Like I just think it's hard to distinguish. I would almost dump that because, like that differentiation, unless
Right.
you have already, because why isn't that cover quality? You know what I mean? So
Right.
what? You ink it with markers, big deal.
Right.
Look at it like this. If Gil Kane did a cover and the editor was like, I want you to ink it, it'd be turned in markers. If Gil Kane did a cover and editor goes, hey, I'm going to get, Joe Sennett to ink it, it's the same cover. It's just inked with real tools. It's still cover quality.
Yep. It's true. It's true. It doesn't make any sense, but
I hear you.
A lot of the stuff I do doesn't make any sense. You want to be fair, and then, you start putting the work and you're like, I really undercharged for this.
Yeah.
This one I did recently too, but I thought was kind of fun. Now this was the single character full background though.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be, yeah.
Which really isn't. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that Venom piece, but not much in terms of the background, right? So, like I said, the one gal that got that Venom piece out of me got a pretty good deal, but that was several years ago too. So this was just.
I think that's a little. I think this is a lot more complicated than the Venom.
Well, yeah, I guess you got the perspective and the buildings and everything. That's true.
Just the detail and stuff. I mean, Venom was on a wall, which was a brick wall, and then you drew another part of a building. Yeah, no, this is way more, I think. So,
this is an interesting question here. Did I ever get? No, I didn't. They did not give me even credit after the movies, which really pissed me off. And that's when I contacted Marvel and said, "Why did you?" Because they did it to me in the animated film, where they did the Planet Hulk animated film that went straight to DVD, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually on the special features disc. They interviewed me and everything, and I get no credit in the film at all anywhere. So I was furious about that and called them and they said, well, it was an oversight. It'll never happen again. We're really sorry, blah, blah, blah. Then they did it in the movie.
Now, wait, when they're talking to you on the DVD part of the animated one, at least underneath you, it says Aaron Lopresti like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But like on the credits, it says based on the graphic novel by Greg Pak and Carlo Paglione. And I'm like, and Aaron Lopresti, where it was just. And so I called up Marvel and they offered me, a decent little amount of money to make up for the fact that they screwed me on the credits. But I mean, it wasn't. It's like how did Graham say? He goes, he didn't get enough money for Bane to buy a used car, and that was pretty much the same thing with me.
Right.
But it was better than nothing. So, and they didn't have to give me anything, I guess, really. So I just wanted the credit. I didn't. So I could say, hey, look, I'm in a movie. But they didn't. So there's nothing they can do about that now because it's long gone, I'm afraid. All right, so I got a couple more here I want to show.
How was that? How was the animated movie? Did you watch it?
I watched some of it. They put Beta Ray Bill in there instead of Silver Surfer.
Really?
Which I thought was okay. I mean, I like Beta Ray Bill, but I'm not really sure why. What's the purpose? Because I think Silver Surfer makes perfect sense.
I didn't read Planet Hulk. I didn't know Surfer was in it.
Yeah, he got captured by the same people that captured the Hulk, and they had to fight in the arena for an issue. I didn't get to draw any of that. That was Carlo. That was the very first, because he did the first 4 issues of the story arc. Then I did the next 4. Then he did 2. Then I did 2. And then he did like the last couple or something like that. And I also did a giant size with a kind of a story that tied into Planet Hulk with the Hulk. I mean, it was while he was in Planet Hulk, but it didn't have anything to do with the main story arc, but it did have some background stuff in it. So that was really kind of fun too. But okay, cool. So let's see what else. I got a few more here. Now this one, I don't know why. I didn't even know who this character was when I drew her, but I really like how this piece turned out. You didn't know who it was when you drew her? Are you kidding me? I draw the Baroness, and I'm like, okay. And I looked it up, and I was like, okay. And I mean, I know who she is now, obviously, but I had no clue. And that was I had to do a drawing of her, and I was like, oh my God, this is complicated. I know that costume is It's just a pain, isn't it? Dude, it is. Hold on. If you don't mind, I know this is your show, and I don't want to intrude, but if you want to see the one I did, I'll show it to you. Yeah. So bring it up. Show your next one or whatever. So I had to turn my Cintiq. All right, it's back on.
So I'll get to it. But yeah, that costume, I was like, it was for a backer, and it was, an 11 by 17 commission. Now I got away with doing her from like half thigh up, because I figured, if somebody's doing an 11 by 17 commission of a character, I would sometimes be like, even though I say it's a full figure, a lot of costumes aren't really anything from like knee down, So I'm like, well, maybe instead of doing a full figure, I should just do a bigger shot that's from like half thigh up, because you get more, I think. And the person was totally fine with it. But
well, that's the thing. When you do commissions, it's like if I do a 3/4 shot, the figure is going to be so much bigger, right? Than if you do a full figure. But I actually put up a question on my Facebook to find out if people would prefer a full figure or 3/4, and most of them said full figure. So I said, all right. Now look at this. You see this, Andy? It was for legal reasons with Fox that they couldn't use a Silver Surfer, so they used Beta Ray Bill. That makes perfect sense because Fox still had all the FF
Fox still had FF stuff, yeah. That's true. That's really nice.
Thank you. This is that was one of the. I mean, I obviously get asked to do a lot of Wonder Woman.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't imagine. But this one I like a lot. It turned out it actually kind of a similar pose to that earlier Shazam piece I did for Josh, but it turned out well. I think this was a guy in New York. He picked that up for me at a New York show for. But anyway, let's take a look at Andy's piece.
Now, see, I think one of the things is
look at the belts and stuff on that. Are you kidding me? And all
look
the
at the what?
All the belts, detail on the belts and
well,
the
that's
shine
just it.
stuff.
Like so when somebody's like, I've never drawn her before, right?
Right.
So they're like, we want the Baroness. I'm like, or I want the Baroness. I'm like, okay. So I do some Google referencing and I see, probably like you did, it's like, oh, here's a shot of her and she has one belt. Oh, here's a shot where she has multiple belts. Oh, here's this with these shoulder pads. And my mind always goes to the bells and whistles, like, well, they're paying for it. So I guess I'll put the, that's just what my mind goes to all the time. And it's not, I don't mind drawing that stuff. I just have and this is going to sound weird because I guess it came out pretty good. I have a real hard time figuring out shines on black costumes.
Yeah, me too.
It takes me forever. So
Adam, you does it so well. Terry does it really well.
Yes.
And I'm always like, it always feels like I missed the boat every time I do it. But I think maybe that's just us being too hard on ourselves too much expectation or something.
Yeah, could be. I mean, that's just it.
That looks really good.
Literally, what's that? I'm sorry.
That looks really good. So you nailed it on there. So
thank you. Yeah, I'll get to a point where I'll just kind of freeze up because I'll think about it. I'll work myself up, and it's funny. It's something I tell my daughter not to do since we both have really bad ADHD and stuff. Is I have to tell her, don't work yourself up. It's not going to be as hard as it sounds. Right. And I had Helen got me for Christmas one of those sayings, 1 a day calendars, you rip it off every day.
Right.
And that was a saying. I'm looking at my computer, so I've got 2 down here. And it's not there, so it must be in front of my desk because I also have a couple that I love that I pasted taped up in front of my desk so I can always, look up at it and go, okay, that's right. and talk myself off the proverbial ledge. So
now, how many times do you start a commission, get to a certain point and go, this sucks, and then just start over? Or do you just work your way through it? Because I had one, I was inking this Galactus piece, and I was like, and then I ditched it and did this instead because I thought that, and I went back, I've still got it in my drawer, the half inked one, and you go back and look at it and you go, there's nothing wrong with this. What was I thinking? But I felt like the pose was too predictable. So I did something, this kind of, I thought, well, I'll do, kind of a high angle looking down on him and threw the surfer in there, which wasn't part of the deal, but I thought he needed to be in there. So I put him in there.
Well, it's not like he's that, that's 11 by 17. So in the scope of scheme of things, that surfer's not even 3 inches tall. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like you're going, you know, Galactus's new herald is Cable with all his pouches and stuff. Then it's like, nope, he ain't going anywhere near this. But it's the Surfer. And I agree with you. Like, don't get me wrong. If somebody was like, I want a commission of Galactus, I'd be like, okay. And who knows? I might even be half tempted to do that as well because I love the Surfer.
Yeah.
So,
have you seen this?
Seen that. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Now, there was a big one they got at San Diego like several years ago. If you remember, like it was Hasbro, I think, or Mattel. Whoever has the toy booth right in the middle there. I can't remember if it's Hasbro or Mattel. They had this gigantic Galactus that had the Joe Quesada art on the box. I had one of those for the longest time, but I'm not a really big toy guy. And I think when I bought my Golden Age Captain America, I think I sold it as I was trying to raise funds because that Golden Age Captain America cost me like $3,200. Yeah. And so I was selling stuff left and right to raise the money to get it. But yeah, those are cool, those giant action figures. But at some point, it's like I have no shelf space, you know. So I just kind of tune that stuff out because it's like I don't want to fall in love with something that I'm going to buy and have no place to put it. Right.
That's what I've done. I've seen so much stuff that I'm like, oh, I want that. But dude, that I've never seen this one. That one's really nice. I love the color pencil stuff you do. Is that I think I can tell by looking at it, but I'm not sure. You're not using smooth paper. Are you using a vellum surface that has a little texture?
No.
Bristol? No? That's smooth Bristol?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. These I use, I'll show you exactly what I'm using on the color pieces. When I do the 11x17, and I'm really kind of ticked off because my local Dick Blix used to carry this. They don't carry it anymore. And I don't like to order paper through the mail because it always gets damaged, right?
I order mine from Amazon all the time. Oh, that stuff. That's expensive, man.
Tooth, but not a ton, but it's got a little bit. But it's really good.
Yeah, I just use the old Strathmore Bristol 300 smooth.
Well, this is 500, I think.
It is 500. That's the more expensive stuff. Because the stuff I use that's not as expensive as that. Let me see if this is it. I think this is it. Yeah. I use this stuff, which is the Bristol, which is Strathmore. It just says 100-pound though. So, and this is the pre-ruled stuff. Also,
I used to do pages on. That's what I used to do pages on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, AJ Tom, that is 500 series Bristol. That's exactly right.
As Ethan would say, that ain't cheap.
No. That 500 series is like $36 for a tablet, whereas that stuff you just showed, the blue line stuff for the pages is like $20. There's a huge price difference in those two things.
Oh yeah. Well,
all
even
right,
I'm trying to get it back in here. Even the 300 Strathmore with the yellow cover that I showed you that is not pre-ruled. I get that from Amazon. It's like $12, $13 for 20 sheets.
They never pack that stuff very well, though.
Are you kidding? From Amazon? Dude, it comes in an oversized box that I'm like...
but they throw a couple of airbag, airbagging things, and then they slide around, and I always get like bent corners and stuff. Drives me nuts.
Oh, no. I've never had a problem.
Wait a minute, what was I just showing? Oh, okay, this. I'm sorry. I closed the window that I was just going to bring up. I got a couple more here. Let me open these up so we can just do it. I can do it. So we'll have a slight pause here while I open all these things up, and then...
No, you go right ahead.
And then I can just go to them directly.
Old Dirty Fatty says, you guys ever tried a Canson comic art board? I have not.
I have.
I don't want to buy something and have it suck and then be stuck with it.
Mark Brooks actually turned me on to it. It's nice paper, but it's thin, right? I mean, it's really wobbly where the bristle, the 2-ply has some heft to it.
Yeah.
So
but I thought the Canson was Bristol. Is it just not a heavyweight Bristol then?
Yeah, no, you could get it in Bristol. What I picked up was because I just wanted to try to see how the the texture was on it.
Yeah.
So I got just this.
Oh, that's the drawing paper, not the Bristol.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy's talking about the Canson comic paper, which is Bristol.
Oh, okay. You know what? I have not
Yeah, it's
tried.
it's blue lined. It's already pre-lined. No, the
Okay.
Canson paper you're talking about, I've used. That's not bad. He
Yeah.
meant the Bristol board that Canson puts out that already has the blue lines on it.
I'm gonna check that out.
I'm too scared. Like I said, I just, I don't want to buy a pad of that stuff. And then one page of it, I'm like, this is garbage. And I'm like, well, oh, well.
Yeah, I know it's kind of iffy, but I figure that, for commission and stuff like that, I can use a wide variety of papers because, I'm either, color penciling or markering and things like that. Whereas, you want a specific, especially if you're brush inking on that paper for a page, it's got to be good paper, the right kind of paper, or it can just really destroy, the inking can just be horrible,
Right.
with it bleeding and stuff like that. So I don't run into that problem as much because all my commission stuff I do with a pen and the marker stuff. So, I experiment a little bit and, figure out ways to use stuff, even if it's not my favorite. But I hear what you're saying. When you're doing interior pages, you want stuff that
Gotta be
you
consistent.
can count on.
Oh,
Here's another poison ivy piece. I really
Nice.
like how this one turned out. This is more of a voluptuous,
Mm-hmm.
I always, I'm a guy that accentuates the curves, man. That's my thing. When I'm
Yeah,
drawing.
it's cute. Well, like I said, I love the colored pencil you get. I love the way you do the flesh tones in colored pencil.
Thank you.
One day I will watch all the way through so I can study it and go, oh, okay.
Yeah, the reason I do that is because the markers, the Copic markers, the colors are so vibrant that it just, I can't get the subtlety that I want. So by using colored pencil, to me, it's more like using watercolors, right? Where you can kind of control the saturation.
Mm-hmm.
And where when you just use the colored markers, you really can't control the saturation. And that kind of drives me nuts. Now, here's one you'll probably like.
Oh, that's cool. Shane.
I love Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have a collector that buys a decent amount of my stuff from Australia. And he likes the oddball characters, so he's always when he contacts me to do a commission, it's always, hey, can you do Plastic Man? Can you do Iron Man? Can you do the Creeper? And I'm like, yes, yes, and yes. So that was a lot of fun because I always thought, and maybe it was just because Byrne was drawing him, in the 70s, but I always liked Iron Fist.
Did you know on that famous cover that Byrne did where he's punching that the fist in the background he didn't draw?
No kidding. Who did?
Somebody in art production, maybe John Romero.
Oh, really? This is for the same guy in Australia.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, see, what I ended up doing here, instead of doing like a limited background, I just put Woozy Winks in there because I'm like, how can you not have Woozy in this, right? So, and it was a fun piece. So he probably got more than what he paid for, but to me, it was like the enjoyment of doing the piece made a huge difference for me. So it's funny how we talked about it earlier. You just kind of get carried away sometimes. And it's like, well, this guy's getting more than he paid for, but the piece demanded it. So, you go ahead and put that extra in there.
Yeah. See, I'm waiting for somebody to commission me to draw Captain Carrot. I love Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew.
I remember that book. I got the first issue when it came out. Somebody just told me about, he's waiting too, because I keep putting him off because I've got to get this, the pop-up book done, and I've got the beer label. I've got to get that finished. And of course, obviously I could get to drawing Wraith of God here in a couple of days, but he wants a Cerebus teamed up with one of the Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
that's cool.
Wait to do it, but I just haven't had a chance to get to it. So that's
yeah, I've only drawn a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle once, and it was on one of the Hero Initiative, 100 cover project things. So
okay, what else do we have here that I haven't shown? Oh, this one. This is I get asked to do Magique every once in a while, and there's so many different variations on her. This is the best one I think I've ever done.
That's cool.
But I think that's the Bocello costume, isn't it?
Sure. I don't know.
I think
I honestly
it is.
don't know. I mean, I recognize it, but I don't know if he was one that, I guess. That's
They gave
nice.
her, yeah, thank you. They gave her Power Girls peekaboo windows there for her.
They did. But
They
she's
did.
just a little teenager.
Well, is
Like,
she anymore though?
I don't know. She
See,
was when she was introduced, wasn't she?
Yeah, like the 80s, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
they aged her a bit.
Yeah. That's cool.
Now that's interesting. Now, what do you know about this? Says, is that how you pronounce her name? I always said it was Magic.
What
Is
did
it
you
Magic
say?
or is it Magique?
Yeah, I don't know. I just say magic, and if somebody literally says it's Magique, I'll go, okay, that's cool.
I've always pronounced it Magique, and I always do that wrong, so I'm probably wrong. But that's how I've always pronounced it.
Quote the Raven says Dan Atkins did the finishes on that cover and did the other hand.
Okay.
I just remember Burns saying he didn't draw that hand, and it annoyed the crap out of him when he saw it. So,
so basically, he drew it without it even in there, and they felt like it needed to be in there. So,
yeah,
interesting.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Here we go. Mark Pengram says it's Magic with a different spelling, so they could trademark it.
Oh, you know what you should watch? You have Netflix?
Yeah.
I just watched it today and I posted about it. And then Julie, Graham's wife, replied back saying they just watched it today too and thought the exact same thing. There's a great Bob Ross documentary on Netflix.
You know, I just saw, maybe it was Julia Graham that said they had just watched the Bob Ross. I didn't think it was one, but I'm going to check it out.
It pissed me off because he really got effed over. And there were even a couple of moments where I got a little choked up because of how he was treated. But more than that, his son, who is obviously, still alive and stuff, and how he got treated as well. But the thing that really blew my mind was, you know how old Bob Ross was when he died?
No.
53.
What did he have, like a heart condition or something, or did he have?
No,
cancer?
he got lymphoma. So he was a big time smoker. But the other thing was where they filmed the Bob Ross show. It was always just that black background.
Yeah,
that was the living room of a house. And the reason they put that black sheet there or whatever it was is because there was a wall with just like a fireplace and it just didn't look good. So they hung this black sheet. and now like you can go to that house and it's kind of like a little museum, I guess. They kind of touch on it a little bit in the movie. But it wasn't that well ventilated. And for the painting technique he was doing, they were talking to one of the producers. The dude was going through paint thinner like it was going out of style. So he was inhaling paint thinner, for all the seasons he did of that show.
Wow.
But yeah, he was only 53. And I was like, oh my God, he looked like he was like early 60s. So, yeah.
Man, that's a bummer, man. The guys go that young. And I think to myself, my gosh, I'm 57, man. Am I on borrowed time or something? I don't know. It's just weird when you see people like that. Because I know one of the Day brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They died really young, too.
Well, then what? Then Gene died after him, I guess? No, Gene, I think, did. Oh, they both did.
Are they both dead now?
Oh, Gene died. Gene died, I think, when he was working on, I don't even know if he finished off Master of Kung Fu over Zek or not. But I read something about Gene Day, and yeah, he wasn't that old when he died, but I think it was just because of how I think it was just, he didn't just keep good health stuff, Yeah.
No, that could be. Anyway, the reason I put this one up here, because this may be the best sketch cover I've ever done in my life. And once again, Poison Ivy. I just think the face turned out so nice.
Oh, it did.
And it's like, it was one of those things I got done with it. I was like, yeah, I want to keep this. But of course, I couldn't. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just one of those ones that, you do a piece every once in a while. I've talked about this before, that you do a piece every once in a while that just sort of really hits. And you're like, wow, that's like nicer than normally what I do. you know, so you kind of want to keep it and hang on to it. And that's one of those pieces that I just felt like it turned out really, really well.
Yeah.
And it must have, because when I put this up, it's always funny when you post artwork, right, on social media, and you look to see how many hits you're getting, right? And how you can put up one piece of, and some of it's the character, of course, but once in a while, you know, this got phenomenal amounts of hits. So it was like, obviously I'm not the only one that thought that the face turned out really nice on this, you know, it's just one of those things. And so anyway, what was this that, oops, sorry, right here. Dave Sim, Old Dirty Fatty says, Dave Sim told me about Gene Day. Dave really loved the guy. Yeah, I never met any of the Day brothers, but I did like their work a lot.
Yeah. AJ Tom asks, it was right above that, if we like drawing on these blank covers. I don't mind. I just picked 3 more up at the MegaCon. 3 more blanks. I actually picked up the Incredible Hulk blank, which is the same logo because it reprints. It's a facsimile edition of the #1.
Right.
So for that sketch cover, I'm going to do my version of Jack Kirby's #1. I picked up X-Men #1, the facsimile edition with a blank cover, because I'm going to do my version of that cover, which is going to be difficult for all those characters. And then I picked up New Mutants '98, and I'm going to do my version of the Deadpool standing there back to back that Rob did.
Oh, okay.
I like drawing on them. They're actually kind of fun.
Yeah, see, I'm a little bit different from you on that. I don't like drawing that small. I'd rather draw bigger. And
well, when I do the sketch covers at home, because now they're printing it so there's nothing on the back, so you can light box.
Right.
So when I do them at home, I draw them separately, and then I print it out so I can trace it off. Because I've got a Green Lantern wraparound sitting over here that is printed out. I just need to trace off. But then I have a Superman one that I started in Savannah, where it's Superman on the front, and then when you open up the back, Doomsday's rushing at him. So it's a fight thing.
All right, I got one more here I want to show, because this is like one of my all-time favorites. I turned this into a print. I liked it so much.
Ooh.
And it's one of my best-selling prints. I finally just
I'm sure I've seen it then.
yeah,
oh yeah,
in the background.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I don't even know, you know, it's just one of those things that just kind of hit again, that I really liked it, and everybody seems to really like it. So I sold out of this. Like, I think I did 150 limited run on this, and once they were gone, I thought, because some of the Wonder Womans, I go back and do like an open edition that's not numbered, and I never did that with this. But
well, you know what's really one of the things that's really nice, besides just the simple composition and stuff, but with the gray tones is, you got the nice dimple in her butt, on that leg in front of it. I mean, seriously, you did. You know, that's a subtle thing, and you really do have to nail it just right, or it's going to look weird, and you really did. Have you ever seen, by the way, do you know how Adam Hughes colors over his gray tones in Photoshop?
I think, doesn't he colorize them? Like, he grabs the area and then
I've got the Imagine FX magazine that he takes you through the whole process, because I've tried it.
That's an Imagine FX. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot you a copy of what the cover looks like, because obviously it's a few years old, but you can still find it.
Yeah.
And it takes you, actually, if that's all you want the magazine for, I can just take photos of each page.
Well, you don't have to go that. I mean, because I'll get the magazine.
But anyhow, it takes you through every step. So I took one of my convention sketches that I did at home, so it wasn't his convention sketch, but you know what I mean. And I scanned it, and I was like, oh, let me try that. So I tried it, and I was like, that's rather interesting.
Yeah, he's told me before what he does, but I've never actually tried it, and it'd be nice to kind of see the step by step, because excuse me, what a lot of guys try to do is color over the top of the gray, and it really can get muddy, and it does not look good. But you got to go in there and actually capture these shapes,
right,
and colorize the gray like you'd be colorizing a black and white photograph.
Right, and that's what he does. He'll create a layer, for instance, of just her flesh, right? So he'll take his lasso and select all just the flesh, copy it, paste it onto a new layer above it, obviously, label it flesh, and then he'll go into variations and play with like adding in some red, some magenta, whatever.
Right.
But then he also does a thing where he'll either do it on another. So once he gets the color down, and it's been a while since I read it, but I remember doing these steps. Once he gets the color down, he'll copy that layer again on top as a normal layer, so it's not showing through what's beneath it. He'll add a subtle blur to the whole thing, so the hard lines of some of the rendering you did with the marker soften up.
Wow, that's smart.
And then take the eraser tool, really dump the opacity down on the eraser and start erasing some so the layer below comes through.
That's multi-step. You know, but you've got to be, and that's my biggest problem is I'm not engaged with technology as much as I should be. And you've really got to be, learn the program and then start playing with it to see what you can do and what you can get away with. And yeah, he's developed that technique is just so beautiful.
So here, hold on for a second. I think I found it. Let me see. Then if I did, I'll share my screen. Oh, I did.
But you can tell that he's markering underneath that. You can tell, and that's
but it's just like kind of a different way to do cuts in Photoshop. You know what I mean? Here, it's this one. So when you search, and all I did was Imagine FX, Adam Hughes, and you can share the screen, and that's.
I've seen that with the Catwoman cover.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why I didn't pick that up. I am so bad at doing stuff like that because I see stuff and I'm like, oh, I got to get that, and then I forget.
I'm just trying to see if I can read the issue number. I can't read the issue number, but you can probably still get it. It did come out. It came out 10 years ago.
Well, I'm sure all I have to do is type. You can go to eBay and probably go Imagine FX Adam Hughes, and it'll come up.
Right.
So
yeah.
Anyway, so that's some of my better commissions that, or so I should say, some of my more favorite commissions I've done in the last 5 or 6 years. It's funny, every once in a while, like I said, you hit a mark where you do something that maybe is a little bit beyond you at the time, and you think, oh, that turned out really, really well. And I can go back and look at stuff I did maybe 10 or 15 years ago when I think I'm a much better artist now than I was then, but I knocked one out of the ballpark, right? And you can go back and go, I really like that rogue drawing I did back in 2000 or whatever, but I didn't dig deep enough on this one. I figured,
I'm looking back on my morning show the past few days. I've been going through the WWE Heroes Limited series I did for Titan, that company over in Britain. They got the license. It was a mini-series, whatever. It's from 2009, and it's issue number 67 apparently. It's from 2009, and I'm looking at stuff, and I'm like, oh, these panel layouts are pretty cool. Oh, that drawing's pretty cool. Oh, that drawing's pretty cool, and it's from 2009.
Yeah.
Now I'm not in love with everything by any means, but there are some nuggets here and there. I'm like, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I do on the morning show is I don't look at any of it until that day. So I'm experiencing it for the first time like they are. So
yeah, it's cool when you can do that and look back, because you think that I'm going to look back at my old stuff and you're just going to cringe, right? But there's a lot of good stuff back there that you're like, hey, I nailed that one, and that one turned out really good. And,
I did that with the Green Lantern annual I did back in '92, and I was and I didn't, well, obviously I didn't have to, but people were like, show it, you should show it, and I'm like, well, I don't have scans because it was in '92. I only have photocopies somewhere. I don't feel like digging them out. And I was like, fine, I'll just take the actual comic and take photos of every page and whatnot. So it didn't take long. So I did that. So what I showed was the actual printed book page by page.
Yeah.
But same thing, even though it was like my second professional job, I was like, a lot of this is cringeworthy, but for being my second professional job and not really looking at it in probably 15 to 20 years, it's like, oh, that's not nearly as bad as what I remember.
Yeah. So there's what year was this?
Oh wait, what are you doing? That's I wasn't sure. That's just my screensaver.
Oh, okay. I think you put it
Yeah,
down.
that's.
You're
Oh
going.
no, I meant to stop sharing.
All
Yeah,
right, I got to read a couple of. I don't.
No, I'm going to blow out of here. I got to get inside the house.
All right,
But,
dude.
hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Everybody, remember to back Andy's First Man on Indiegogo. The link is in the description. Thanks for joining me, Andy. It was good talking comics. I always love doing that.
Yeah, and just pop into Professionals tomorrow or later and say you're out Thursday so we can figure out whose turn it is.
Do, man.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, Shelly.
Yeah.
Bye, Aaron.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That was nice of Andy to drop in. Okay, so I'm going to look at a couple things here.
Let's do this.
What characters are the ones that always get attention and are easy to sell? Well, usually female characters.
Yeah, I was going to say boobs.
Boobs.
Family show.
Family
Shelly.
show. Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Especially if you're a drawer.
Poison Ivy. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, for some reason, is really popular. So
make sure her feet are invisible.
Yeah, the Hulk, the Thing, for some reason. A lot of people like the Thing. Oh, that's really tragic.
Yeah, Shelley returns.
Gene was young, had just turned 31. Oh, that's terrible.
What happened?
Oh, he passed away. I mean, years ago, but he was an artist. That. Let's see. Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah, we can't even say her name. The star of a popular 70s TV show that was a companion television show to Shazam, but her name is the same as a terrorist group. So every time you put it, they investigate you.
Oh my goodness!
So we can't say her name. Let's see. Sorry, I'm late getting to some of you guys. What piece was that of? I don't know which one you're referring to there, so I can't. Let's see.
I like that death. The holiday one.
Yeah, that's what I just showed.
Yeah, I just like this.
Oh, you saw Paul?
Yeah. Paul.
Let's see. Andy. Andy's gone, so you can't show his Kilowog drawings. Let's see. See the banner behind you. Great version of Wonder Woman. Thank you so much. That's
love that one.
That's Warrior Nouveau is the name of that, and it's actually a print that is available for $15 and $5 shipping. You can go to my website if you're interested, and it's there. You can contact me that way.
What's your favorite female character to draw? Wonder Woman.
No. I mean, she's easy to draw because I've drawn her so much.
Right.
Favorite female character to draw.
Oh,
I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about it. Go ahead. You better say Shelley. Well, you know, someone actually said that most of my I did base Wonder Woman, her facial structure and stuff on Shelley when I was drawing Wonder Woman the book.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a few years ago.
Yes, that was way too many years ago.
But we have a good story about that when you took the job.
Please.
Oh, well, he was reluctant at first to do Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was reluctant to follow Terry on the book. It had a very successful run. You know, obviously, it's very popular, and I didn't want it. I don't know. I just.
Was that the time we went down there and had lunch with Dan?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So he was like, "Oh, I don't know," and so I was told by, I think it was Dan, that he better do it. So I kind of made you take over Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and then I got a gift.
She worked me pretty hard, as did Mike Martz.
It's a family show.
My gosh. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Yes, that's the one. Joe wanted to know if I'd show my watercolors and stuff. I just did. When was that? That wasn't last Sunday, was it? Or was it?
Oh, it might be.
Was it the last Sunday show?
I didn't.
Because you were on it. Because you were handing me the paintings and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So I think it was, Joe, check out last week's Sunday
I took her
show.
off the base.
Oh, yeah. So
I got this
Dan
from
Didio
Dan Didio.
Yeah, sent her the Wonder Woman statue.
Yep. And it did say to me.
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He sent it to me. He addressed that to Shelley to say thanks.
Yep.
For getting me to take over Wonder Woman.
Forcing you to take over Wonder Woman.
No. Well,
What's going on?
Well, let's see.
What is Shelley's favorite character you've ever drawn?
Oh, wait a minute. I did this
Oh,
one first. Sorry. Yeah, but only in my children's book that has not done. Not in. I mean, she made the Wonder Woman cover, but and I put her in an Archie cover too.
Oh yeah.
But not as necessarily a character, just a random teenager screaming.
Do we have those are over there?
They're buried someplace.
Okay.
Excuse me for burping. But,
so we have a couple of the paintings that he showed that are Sammy's.
Now there's an interesting incorrect spelling of your name.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay, Joe.
Oh man,
Shelley is how we spell it.
As long as you're not making a hashtag with it.
Okay.
Well, drawing Sammy, and then you drew me in Sludge.
Yeah, she was actually a pretty main supporting character in Sludge, and
I was the reporter.
She was ace reporter Shelley Rogers,
which is my maiden name. And then,
do you remember who your uncle was in that story? In the very first scene where you're sitting on the couch talking to your uncle on the phone, her uncle was Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker from the television series in the 70s. Because you had a picture of him on the dresser, not the dresser, but the end table right next to the couch.
Ooh.
And there's also the cover to Swamp Thing #9 is hanging up behind you.
Wow.
On the wall.
No, he got those annoyed looks really well when you drew me on that one. So, but then you were the editor.
That's right. I was the newspaper editor.
And we were kind of having a thing.
Yeah, we were. And Gary Martin was in it. He walked in on us. Right.
That's right.
I was starting to make my move on her.
Yeah.
And then Gary walked in and spilled his coffee and ruined the whole moment. But yeah, so, and I had hair. So I drew myself with hair.
Yeah, I had a waist.
I had hair, yeah. That was the good old days. And we were young and beautiful.
Oh, man. Oh, he's going back down to the basement, get his Sludge issues. Yeah, in fact,
it was issue #4, the Alligator Man issue. It's Shelley Rogers, investigative reporter.
Sludge. So I'm Googling it.
Yeah, my daughter's on the back of the Raw Imagination sketchbook fighting a gorilla.
I am actually in the Marvel database. How cool am I?
She is.
Yeah.
Now they own the copyright on you, though. So, do I get a lot of requests for risque artwork of popular characters? I used to, but I kind of shut that down several years ago, and so people pretty much know, unless they don't know me at all. I don't entertain that stuff, so I don't really get asked anymore. But I used to get asked a lot.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just pick up Sludge for Sludge work from Ultraverse. Holy crap, it's amazing. Oh, thank you. That was, I think, what I consider my first professional-looking work that I did in comics. Is Wraith the only? Thank you for the $5, Fox. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Is Wraith the only character in the Lopresti-verse that is set in the past? Yeah, but there is another one that's set in a different dimension. So does that count? But
spoiler alert.
Yeah. No, my primal zone is in another dimension. So
I'm just reading.
Okay.
My head. That one.
Oh no, I'm not gonna.
Oh hey, so where are we gonna push?
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. That was just kind of generic hot chick face.
I think that maybe Wraith can have a sidekick puppy.
Probably not.
Schnauzer.
He would be too annoyed.
Oh, he would bark all the time.
Yeah, but maybe we can work him in like one of the
things.
modern stories.
But you only chews on pens. Right now, pens and chapstick.
Yeah, he gets Shelley's chapstick out of her purse because she keeps leaving her purse on the floor.
Not always. Sometimes they're on my bedside table and he
gets up,
crawls
onto
it.
That's true.
I have to think about stuff on my lips.
Wait a minute here now.
What?
You know what? I'm still going to do a cooking show. I am.
Are you?
I am going to do it.
What are you going to cook, you think?
I'm probably going to do the breaded thin sliced chicken breasts.
Gluten free.
I can do it gluten
I
free
think you should.
because if you use millet flour instead of regular flour, it's a lot lighter too.
I can eat it.
And so, yeah, and it's also gluten free. So, but he was making chicken noodle soup for my migraine. Punched.
What?
Oh. Shelly gets migraines too, so she feels your pain.
I have a headache pretty much 24/7. Oh, give her a hug for me because I know.
No, but if you check out my cover to Mystic, one of my last issue of Mystic, I did a Saturday Evening Post riff cover where she's standing in the snow and the Abominable Snowman is kind of made up as a snowman. You can see his face sticking out, but he's got like the snowman covering. And then there's like some little animal characters standing around in the snow looking up at it. And that, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it was probably one of the 2 or 3 final issues of Mystic that I did at CrossGen, and one of them was kind of a Leyendecker Saturday Evening Post. I didn't do it stylized Leyendecker wise, but I did the design and everything was you look at it and it's pretty clear. The only time I have a sludge appearance was in an issue of Nightman, but I didn't draw that. So it was a crossover, but I did not draw that issue. No, they bought everything when they bought Malibu, so they own it till Christ returns. so
next week.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Oh, there we go. Yep, seen the Mystic cover. Nice circle too. Last issue. Was it the last issue? Okay. Thank you.
I liked Mystic. That was a fun time. Let's just move across the country and go someplace where we don't know anybody.
It was challenging, but I mean, admittedly, like a lot of people won't admit this, but I do freely that, nobody went to CrossGen unless they had to go to CrossGen. In other words, other opportunities had dried up. Not because it wasn't they didn't pay well or stuff, but you have to uproot your entire family from wherever you were living, sell your house, go buy a new house in Florida. Nobody wants to do that unless they absolutely have to. And that's where I was at, because that's the story I've told before, is that I was working on X-Men, and I was just told I just had done 3 consecutive issues of X-Men, and Mark Morales had inked 2 of them, I think, and Danny Mickey, I think, inked 1 of them. They just really looked good, and the editors were like, Aaron, we're going to make you the next hot X-Men artist. I mean, he literally said those words to me, and we're jumping around, high-fiving, going, finally, it's happened. And then like a week later, they both got fired, and I was out before I even got in. And so then I was like scrambling, and then was at San Diego, and Bart Sears was art director at the time at CrossGen, and he said, asked me if I'd be interested. And I was like, yeah. And so, you say, yeah, sure, I'd be interested, but you think, I'm not packing up and moving cross country. But then you start looking at the scenario, and I gave him a number, and I said, you guys got to, if you can pay me this, because my wife's going to have to quit her job. And so
which was fine, because
so they agreed.
Sammy was less than a year old, and I was not looking forward to going back to work and leaving her.
Right.
So, but I remember they flew you down there, I think.
They flew us both down.
Well, was it San Diego where you called me, and I hung up the phone with my sister-in-law, and I started crying. I think we're moving to Florida.
Yeah. But yeah, they flew us down there, and it was a fun time. Shelly didn't like the humidity or the bugs.
No, well, I have curly hair, and it was just whoosh. Sammy has curly hair too, and so she had the baby fro going.
Yeah. And
just sweaty, and you guys know I sweat anyway, but yeah, it was but I was just glad that like we had benefits for one of the first times. You had vacation.
Yeah. It was like a real job.
Yeah, and then I got to stay home, and
so I would draw 5 days a week while I was in there, and then on the weekends I wouldn't draw. We'd go do stuff or hang out or yard work or whatever.
And then every summer I would fly home with the kids and go to grad school, Portland State.
Which actually was so hot and humid, and
see family, and but it was, the cool part was like actually moving somewhere where nobody knew you.
Right.
And here we are living miles from where we grew up, and so you can't escape it sometimes. And
you always bump into somebody you know.
Yeah, and me being a identical twin, and my sister and I have pretty much different lives, and so I'd always have to say, sometimes people later don't know that wasn't me. that was doing whatever, right? And so, yeah, so it was nice to go somewhere where like nobody knew that you know, I could just be me, and it was kind of fun.
Many times, but I'm not going to mention any names.
Well, because normally when you send your pages off, you wouldn't really see him again until it came out in the book. But at CrossGen, he was the editor, right? Sort of,
yeah. We were sort of policing ourselves. I was in charge of the art group, so the writers would get together and have story conference, right? And they were sort of editing each other, and then I would meet with the writer, who was I think Tony Bedard took over at about the same time I got there. So Tony and I were working on Mystic, and I would go into his office, and we'd talk and discuss and blah blah blah, and then he'd give me the plot or I can't remember if it was specific. I think it was plot. And then I would go and draw it. Then I'd give it to Matt Ryan, who was the inker, and we'd discuss, you know, what I was going for. If there was anything I was doing that was kind of, you know.
And he's not on that list of ruining anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Ryan's terrific.
Amazing.
And then I would go to the colorist when Matt was done, who was Will Quintano, and we would sit there and talk. And I'd say, this is what I'm looking for. This color scheme I think needs to happen here. And then he would do it. And so we could all we're all part of this group. And so I always got exactly what I wanted and what I thought it should be. And that's not to say that they didn't contribute ideas and stuff, because we would all sit around and talk about these things. But if I had a direct vision about something that I really felt needed to be done a certain way, I could just communicate that to them and they would do it. And so that's why all the art looks so great on all those books, because the penciler was sort of the lead of the art team, and we were always communicating, and they were just a few feet away all the time.
That guy just threw money everywhere.
I
said that, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Greg.
Mark Alessi?
Mark Alessi, yeah. Just threw money. Like, he flew us down 3 times. He flew us down once to pick out colors for the house we had built.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of, like,
yeah. It was nice.
Crazy.
It was a nice house.
Yeah.
Tony is working mostly in gaming now, I think. Last I talked to him, that's what he was doing. Video game type stuff. But anyway.
Let's see, go back through some.
There's a lot of comic people here now. There really is.
They're moving up here, and
we're leaving.
Yeah.
Not because of that.
Our days here are numbered, I hope.
Yep.
At some point. Numbered in the hundreds, but still.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. We just hit the 2-hour mark. That's kind of where I wanted to keep it, so it doesn't get too windy, as I've known to get. Yes.
I was just going to say, what kind of wind?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm a 12-year-old boy in here sometimes. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Yeah, I have had positive surprises. Well, I figured Danny Mickey, when he did stuff, it would look really cool, or Mark Morales, because I just knew they were good anchors, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was going to get. Also, Norm Rapman did a really fine job over me, and does a really fine job over me too. And you never know, because I've had good anchors work over me that just, Art Taber and I don't mesh very well, because he has a very kind of a thin, angular line approach. And not that he can be flexible. He can do the other way around. But we're not the greatest team, I don't think, whereas some other guys are. And Art's a fantastic inker. I love his stuff. But sometimes things just don't match up. And I learned that a long time ago, to quit saying, this inker stinks and this one doesn't. It's all about matching styles and getting the right people working on the right stuff. It's not whether this guy stinks or this guy's better. There's clearly guys that are better than others, but you can have a really good inker work on you, but not be the right interpretation for what you're trying to do. And so
it's nice.
No, I love Art. I love Art. He's fantastic.
Sometimes you're jealous.
Yeah, Art has a lot of hair, and that's why I always say stuff like that. No. But anyway, not that his stuff over me looked bad. It didn't. But what I'm saying is, it wasn't stylistically what I was looking for, that I was comfortable with. So, what?
Oh, I'm just reading the
she's
chat.
over there laughing at me like I'm digging a hole for myself.
No, I'm reading the chat.
Art and I have had this conversation. We kind of laughed about it. It's just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
styles are, you know, certain styles, but I've had guys that have just really sucked that just butchered me, but I'm not, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'd always know because he'd get his books for the month or whatever, and he'd open it and be like, bah!
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it didn't look very closely to what you had.
Well, it's always how guys handle faces. That's where it all starts.
Right,
if they can
right,
bring
right.
something to the face and have it look
Didn't
really
look all
good,
flat or,
or change something. And then sometimes colors still go in and alter the look of the face by how they put in color and shadows. And so there's a lot of things that can go wrong along the way. So
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, we're not moving to Alaska.
No.
No.
Well, we've dropped from 85 to 55, so people are getting bored.
We said later. See ya.
That's true.
Okay.
So anyway,
yep.
Let's do that again. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. It was great having you.
Yep.
And remember to back Wraith of God if you hadn't, or at least consider it, please. The link is in the description.
Tell the people you don't even know.
And thanks for joining us. And I'm sure we'll see you again really soon because we're always on.
Pretty much.
See ya. Good night. Have a great rest of your evening.